All right. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Here we are, 2 p.m. Eastern, last 2 hours of the day. Equity markets ever so slowly grinding upwards here. Got the ES on the 5-minute chart. We were finally, after 12 o'clock, able to break back above that 68.53 level we had been talking about earlier today. And we've just been slowly grinding, kind of consolidating, grinding above it. And we've made our way above the previous day's high of 68.64 roughly and going higher. So nothing crazy happening, but we are just stair-stepping higher ever since that Microsoft headline came out that drove us down to the previous day's low of 68.18, where we found some support. So NQ, I mean, same exact type of chart here. We're seeing the same thing. The only difference is we have just gotten back to value area high of yesterday instead of being above previous day's high. We're currently hanging out right at the value area high on the NASDAQ futures here. So 25.64 or 25.644 or so is where we're at right now, trying to make our way up above previous day's high of 25.670. So we will see. We will see if we can get up above there. That's essentially, let's see here. The overnight high was roughly about 25.678 or so. So if we get above previous day's high, maybe we get above the overnight high as well. But yeah, has paid for anybody who was able to really just have the foresight to get long off of that support of the previous day's low, essentially, in the equity indices here. Gonna let everybody trickle in here. Let's get everybody trickled in. I know everybody's got to switch streams and whatnot. Please, if you haven't already, make your way over to the Ola Prime official YouTube channel and watch the stream instead of on the Ola Prime TV. We're trying to transition away from the Ola Prime TV for now to the Ola Prime official channel. So we would appreciate it very much. And yeah, let me refresh the stream real quick. Refresh. Perfect. All right. Yeah, so here we go. I'm going to be keeping an eye on, obviously I'll be keeping an eye on the indices here, but I'm also going to be keeping an eye on gold and silver, as I have been. Today's been a bit of a down day since the open outcry hours. We've essentially been just trickling down here while the indices have been trickling up. So I think the thought is here with gold. The more I look at gold, if I was to look at a 30-minute chart here, the more I feel as if this 4,200 area is kind of where if we are going to make any sort of legs downwards in any sort of fashion, 4,200 is where I would expect to see buyers come in if we're going to hold steady to the upside. If we're going to continue this breakout towards the upside, this longer term breakout, I would expect some bidders to come in, some buyers to get, a little bit stronger footed at the 4,200 area if we were to be coming down at any point here today and tomorrow. But aside from that, what I'm really keeping an eye out for is on the 5-minute chart at the moment. What I'm looking at is, can we stay above point of control from the previous session of 42.21? Can we stay above that? And if we do stay above that, can we then break back out above value area high from the previous day of 42.41 and see if we can't find some buyers above there to then catch a leg higher, maybe try and get back to the high of day or something like that. So the volume is a little bit lesser now at this time of day in gold and silver. So gold, I'm not expecting too much this afternoon, but who knows? Sometimes you get a little bit of a flurry in the metals, but yeah, that's what I'm looking at in gold really for now. For silver, I'm gonna look at the micro silver contracts. If I pan out to the 30-minute chart here, you can see a decent amount of support over the last 36 hours or so at about that 58.40 area, anywhere between 58.20, 58.40. So forming a nice little base there. We've been very bullish on silver. You can look just up and to the right, a lot of bullishness. We tapped above the 59 mark. We got as high as actually 59.65 or so. So looks like we've got a little bit of a range forming here on the shorter term. Draw this rectangle maybe. There we go. So upper end of that range is essentially the all-time high, 59.66, and then lower end of it is 58.33 or so. I would like to see a breakout of either of these sides of the range to then look to take a trade personally. That's what I would feel more comfortable with. If we do break to the downside, I definitely am looking for some, if the bullishness is to continue, I'm looking for some sort of support to be had anywhere between $57 and $57.50, where we've seen a decent bit of support back on December 1st and December 2nd. So yeah, that's really kind of all I'm looking for at the moment. The shorter term range within the last, we'll just say like it's like 16 hours or so. If we break out above or below it to the downside, we're looking for some support at 57 to 57.50. To the upside, we're just looking for a break above 60 really. We're looking to see how participants react to that $60 level. That's probably a very psychological round level that market participants will be somewhat a little bit volatile around, we'll just say. So yeah, that's really the thoughts on the metals. Let's see if crude is doing anything in the after the or towards the end of open outcry here. No, not really much. Not too much. Let's look at nat gas. Nat gas busting above that $5 level today. Pretty insane. The nat gas bull train has continued to the upside. And yeah, and as I'm saying that right now, we're trying to retest that $5 level. So VWAP definitely acting as some support today over the last 4 or 5 hours or so. So let's keep an eye on it. Let's keep an eye on nat gas for sure. Definitely keep an eye on it. Let's go back to the indices now. See if there's not an opportunity for us in these afternoon market hours. What's everybody else trading? Let me know in the chat what you're looking at, what you're feeling about, maybe what you're feeling about the NASDAQ or the ES. Let me know. Or even about any of the stocks that are within these indices, you know. Nothing wrong with talking about the Mag 7 stocks like Coach Tony and Daryl were this past hour, you know, or anything, you know, anything relatively in the mainstream. Palantir, maybe some Taiwan Semiconductor, maybe some Walmart, Uber, whatever you guys are trading. Let me know. Let me know. I am looking like to possibly, I'm looking for a long setup here in the ES. Just looking to see if we can't come back down to previous day's high and then find some support. So 68.63. Let's see if we come down here, find some support. Maybe look to get long. We'll see. Gonna keep the risk tight. Gonna try to keep the risk tight. We're down 500 on the challenge account today, so gotta be very cautious. Don't want to put this challenge account into the red too much longer here on the day. All right. And if not, if we don't come down to the 68, 63 area, just looking to see if some essentially on the order flow on the heat map that I have, I'm just looking to see if some aggressive sellers get basically walled, and if they, look like they can't try to drive us to the downside. And that's kind of what I'm seeing at the moment. The only thing is, as far as an upside target to have, let's look at the 4-hour chart here. The upside target really would be 6,900, to be quite honest. Anywhere between, honestly, this whole range that I have between 6,860 and 6,900 is like the target range that I had for possible resistance to start coming into the market. So if I'm getting in long, I'd be looking for a possible move upwards, further into this range, but I can't expect like too much out of it. So might be looking to get long here shortly. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. About a 3.5 point risk. Terrible execution. Executed me at the top of that wick there. Almost like a little mini Head and Shoulders of sorts that we've got going on. Let's see if I can't draw it out. I mean, it's pretty obvious, right, what I'm talking about here. There we go. So let's see if we can't hold that. Put the stop right below that lower the shelf, that right hand shelf. See if we can't break above and break out of the day's high and continue to grind higher. I'm not expecting any kind of quick move here. If we do break to the upside, I'm not expecting it to be like a quick in and out. Probably gonna have to hold it for a little bit longer, but hey, maybe it'll surprise me. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, Tiger, definitely. I mean, hey, 3-1, that's not bad. Yeah, exactly. The don't be a you-know-what for a tick is a good piece of advice for sure. For sure. So right around the 68, 67 price point, which is currently right where we're at, there have been aggressive sellers that have come in here over the last 10, we'll say 13 minutes or so, and we're not able to push price further down. So I'm really looking for anywhere between 68, 66 to, oh, okay, doesn't look, okay, perfect. Stop me out. I was looking for 68, 66 to 68, 67 to really hold, and for sellers to, those aggressive sellers to continue to not really do much, and to see buyers step in and try and take us higher. But that was not the case. It was a decent attempt. Nothing too crazy. Might need to let this one continue to develop here. That could have just been a stop hunt, but we'll see. Might have been an obvious area for anybody that was long to put their stop loss and get hunted for. So I don't know. Let's see. Let's look at the order flow here. See if we can't find anything useful. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see if there's any news going on. Let's see if there's any news here. NVIDIA's CEO Wang. Good old Huang. I don't know if China would accept H200 chips. We support export controls. Okay. So basically, Mr. Jensen is agreeing with the U.S. government, I guess, to some degree. He's agreeing with the U.S. government to a degree here. I'm getting long again, by the way. I just saw sellers kind of get trapped again, and I do want to get long here. See if we can't catch something. All right. Long the ES. White House officials, US and Russia had a thorough, productive meeting. Okay, well, we'll see what that comes about with that. Bond investors warned the Treasury over picking Kevin Hassett as the Fed chair. Yeah. Super light on the volume side here, I must say, in the indices right now. Volume is very light, which isn't the greatest. Fitch ratings mentioned earlier, booming IT investment cushions, US slowdown, world GDP forecast edges up. I mean, I guess that's good, right? What else? Nothing really else. Nothing else that's super crazy here on the news docket. Okay. We mentioned that the whole Microsoft lowering sales target thing, their AI like sales targets or whatever. We did mention earlier that there was a new thing that came out, a new article that came out that said Microsoft hasn't lowered their sales targets, according to CNBC. CNBC cites emailed statement from Microsoft on sales quotas. Microsoft has not lowered sales quotas for salespeople. So, there's just a lot of just sounds like rumors, like a lot of rumor is just spreading, and any small rumor that does come out gets the market to freak out a tiny bit. It wasn't anything crazy. I mean, the market only dropped like the ES only dropped 40 points in the futures or something before, not even, I don't think, before finding a footing and rebounding for the day. So we just got to keep our heads on a swivel here, and if any sort of major headline does come up regarding anything AI related, then you just got to react accordingly, right? So anything AI related is of massive importance to the economy, it feels like at this point. So and the growth of the economy, especially the U.S. economy. So U.S. Treasury advisor said Trump's floated 50-year mortgage may be unnecessary if the Fed cuts rates, arguing high borrowing costs are the real strain on housing. That's a deeper topic, I must say. That's coming out of Reuters. That was 5 minutes ago. Technically, I guess the article was published December 3rd, which is today at 1:45 p.m. Eastern. So, yeah, you know, it's a complex topic of discussion. I don't know if 50-year mortgage rates or 50-year mortgages are necessary without Fed cuts. You know, I don't know. A 50-year mortgage seems like a steep debt kind of steep ask for people taking on debt to take on debt for 50 years of your life. I mean, you're an adult by the age of 18 technically here, and then if you were to buy a house immediately as soon as you turn 18, which is very unlikely, but if you were and you were to have a 50-year mortgage and pay it off in 50 years, you would be 68 years old. So if you were to, let's say, buy a house at a normal age, we'll just say like 30 years old, you'll be 80 years old when you pay off your house. I mean, I guess people are living longer as time moves on, as technology advances. So who knows? Maybe Trump's onto something. I don't know. We're edging up higher here. We're edging up higher. Ever so slightly. Still at break even on this long ES position here. Maybe we'll break up towards the 68.73 area. That's what I'm looking for at the moment. Let's see if there's any specific levels I can find to the left. I think 68.75 maybe. Let's move it up to 68.76, and if it does start to run over the next 30 minutes or so, we can move up if necessary. We can move up the target and then move up the stop loss as necessary. Trail it. All right, we got 5 minutes left. Moderator Mike, pretty cheeky Yahoo Finance headline. Wall Street shifts the AI narrative from a bubble to an air pocket. Seems like they're reaching a bit. Yeah, man. I mean, it just feels as if media will do anything that they can to reinvigorate any sort of interest in any topic that's been talked about ad nauseum. That's kind of what it feels like. You know, what's the new way in which we can discuss this same issue, but makes it a little bit more fresh? Anything to keep everything running smoothly, I guess, to keep the headlines rolling. Are we going to do anything here? It's very, like I already mentioned, these markets super slow right now, grinding. Price action is grinding out. There's not a lot of volume being executed right now. It's just a very grindy, and people are just tiptoeing their way up here. That's all. Market participants are just tiptoeing upwards. Are we finally starting to see a little bit of movement here? A little bit? Nope. Got me 1 point in the money there and immediately pulled back. It's going to take a while, probably. It's going to take a while. Big, okay. So finally, something happened here. Quite interesting. I'm going to delete this green area. Something quite interesting. Going to draw this out at 68. Right where this green, tiny little green box I'm drawing here. Big offer of 606 contracts just came in on the ES there. Just came in, just within the last 40 seconds or so. Large offer came in there. So let's see if buyers want to absorb all of that volume and try to kind of move up. You know, if we absorb that volume, if buyers are able to absorb that, we might see a little bit more acceptance at higher price here, and we might see a little bit of a move up. So let's see if we can't just get through that volume and then start to really make a new leg up here in the afternoon. But, you know, again, we've only got a minute and 10 seconds left here with my for my 30-minute session with everybody in the chat. I will be handing the baton off to Coach Daryl here in a minute, but I'm going to sit in this ES long, see if we can't recoup some of this red. So yeah, let's just double check real quick before I get off. Let's just see if gold has done anything. Word, you heard it here first. Daryl is in the same long that I am in, folks. I'm about to throw it over to him, and he's going to show you the same screen that I have up, essentially. So perfect segue. Absolutely perfect. But yeah, gold isn't really doing a whole lot. Caught a little bit of a bid there, as you could see. It's catching a tiny bit of a bid over the last 25 minutes or so, but nothing crazy. It's just as sluggish as the ES, essentially. So with that being said, without further ado, let's throw it over to Daryl here, where he'll talk through the markets for the next 30 minutes. All right, I'll catch everybody later at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, when all three of us will be together for the wrap-up, the afternoon wrap-up, and the closing bell. So have a good one, everybody. See you later.
All right. Thank you, Paul. Great segue, talking about the same trade. Great minds think alike, or in this case, maybe we'll get slammed. I don't know. But yes, he did a great job of discussing kind of the state of where the indices have been the last, oh, God, it seems like it's been a while, an hour and a half. We're just slowly melting up higher. And, you know, I'm long on this breakout to the upside. Really would love to see it get up towards 75, 68, 75 in the ES. And then points higher, but it's got to get there first. That's kind of like my first area for a target. But I can just as easily see it roll over. And that's what bothers me a little bit about this time of day. You know, there's quite a bit of buyers here, but the sellers are holding it down too. So trying to fight through this. And I've got a very liberal stop, kind of down below this pullback, really where the kind of like the low where we came, I would say an hour ago, kind of around the 68.60 level is where I've got a very, very big 7 or 8 point stop, just sitting there. So we shall see. I've clawed my way back from the halls of hell. I was in the pit, and I'm back up about $360 or $365 or so. So I'm back up, but I like to add. And but if things look like it's going to roll over, then I'd rather get out and be happy with a little bit green on the day, or as much of a break even as I can on this account. So that's a good thing. Let me update my position for everybody. Okay. All right. So, yeah, Paul did a great job of talking about some of the news that's come out. Jensen Huang's at the White House. Trump's supposed to make an announcement here, which was published earlier at 2:30 Eastern. So we'll wait and see. Let me go and check YouTube and see what it's all about. I think it's probably going to be about more of the EPA emissions controls and gasoline with U.S. autos, but let me look. Okay. Just waiting. All right. I'll be sure to keep an eye on that. Yeah, so quite a snooze fest right now. Really not much excitement going on anywhere. NASDAQ is pretty much doing the same thing with the ES, literally just kind of bouncing off its highs of the day. It's really, it managed to get above that 25,600 level and maintain that despite pulling back down to it. So again, very similar. If you got in low and you got in on that nice sell-off of when Microsoft news took everything down this morning and you held it, you would have had a pretty damn good day. But hindsight is always, we don't have the benefit of hindsight when we're in a trade, right? We don't know where things are going. All we can do is look at the far right edge, and until we have enough history to look back and realize, oh, we're in a trend up, or we're in a trend down, or we're in a range this way or that way, we don't really know. So at this time of the day, it's always easy to look back and go, okay, I see where we've been and potentially where we might go, but we can also see the profile. And we just keep moving this point of control higher and higher and higher. So currently, for those interested, the point of control on the ES is sitting at 68.48. VWAP on the session is right below it at 68.46, 2 points below. And the midpoint is right below that. So it's all kind of right in this 45 to 48 area. And if I go back out here, I'm going to build a profile. Why not? Let's build it. I know we could see it on the right, but let's just do this. Get ahead of it now. That's what our profile looks like. Yikes. Heavy to the upside, right? And the more we go here, we can move point of control. When another 1,000 contracts trading up in this area, we can move point of control right to the high of the day. And obviously, we've got a very, if you just look at its, just on its face value here, we've got almost like a triangle, right? It was very, very top heavy. It's very unfinished up here, what we would call unfinished business in volume profile land, because we do want to see, let's say, more of a tail, at least a little exhaust move like this, something to give us some sort of bell shape. We'll see. We may get that and roll back down into this range, or we may not. But that's what I'm also considering why I'm long here, just because this could be a very strong area of resistance at the top, which it is. Currently, it's been the 68.70 has been holding tight. There's about 1,500 contracts within 3 points up here. So buyers are going to have to either eat through this as the sellers keep absorbing and pushing down, or the sellers are going to have to pull, right? If the sellers pull, then it opens the floodgates and we can pop through. But if they don't, then it could be this tug of war battle going on and on and on. Anyway, anyone in the chat, what are your thoughts? I know we got moderator Mike here, but if anyone else is here, give me a shout out. I'm just talking to myself, which is fine. I like talking to myself, if you haven't guessed. Ooh, let's go break up here. Come on. Let's go. Let's go, buyers. Push through this. Can they eat through this? 800 contracts right here. Come on. Get through this. Let's check and see. Looking like we're trying to do it. Okay. Oh, come on. Come on, ES. So this thing is just going to do nothing until there gets enough motivation behind it. And even if the point of control ends up migrating up here just due to the sheer amount of volume, that doesn't mean it's going to continue higher. I've seen many times in the ES and the NASDAQ too, where, point of control will move up and only get a rejection or go back down to where it was, because VWAP is still back down here around 46. And I don't really trade VWAP. I trade point of control more than VWAP, but VWAP's important because it represents kind of the mean, kind of the average, right? It's the average price on volume, weighted price on volume. So we could easily come back down there. So we just have to wait and see. All right. Is Trump talking? No, not yet. What is this announcement about? Makes an announcement from the Oval Office. That much we know. So it could be all kinds of stuff, right? When he's sitting there in the Oval Office, it could be, he could take reporter questions and go off script, so to speak. Start talking about Russia, Ukraine, tariffs, hell, anything. All right. Maybe we'll see Jensen Huang sitting next to him, just chilling. Talk about NVIDIA. Why not? I think Jensen's upset. NVIDIA hasn't been at the forefront lately. It's got to get some attention. All right, let's go ES. Pop through. Seeing a little daylight here. Oh. Okay. Come on. Sellers are going to pull. I get a pull. Oh, no, they're not. Buyers have got to work. You've got to work through this. Come on. There we go. Come on, pop through. Oh, almost there. 600 contracts left. You've done so well. All right. Ate through it, but let's get continuation. You ate through all that. Oh, there we go. Can we get the 70 and then 72? There we go. Let's see what happens here. All right. Ever so quietly popping up, just creeping up. Not to the high of the session yet. We're almost there. Oh, speaking of which, where is my... Did I delete? Did I delete them? Where... Oh, I think I deleted my line up there. I guess I did. I must have. All right, let's put it back. RTH high. Boom. Now I can move it up. Now I feel good. Come on, let's get continuation here. And just like that, all that energy it took to get there, all it did was retest the high. But we need to get continuation. Can we get continuation? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. There we go. Just a little more. Come on, let's do it. Anyone else here besides us crickets? Anyone want me to look at anything else? I'm just doing my trade. I'm just sitting in the Poly G trade. This is Paul's trade. I heard him talk about it. I said, Paul knows more. I got to jump on. No, I didn't do that. Sounds good though, doesn't it? You guys think we're going to get an MOC trade again today? I think so. Yesterday was exciting. I waited a long time for that short to come in play, and it finally helped out right at the end. It's better late than never. Patience is the edge sometimes. You just have to wait. You just have to wait. Let the market move in your favor. Let it do the heavy lifting. All right, so now you notice we're starting to get a little bit of a tail on the top of this profile the more we travel up. So we kind of broke through that flat line on the upside. And now we got about 400 contracts sitting there at 68.75. I like it. I want to get there. That's my first target, despite having to take profit up at 80. But I will trail. We'll start to see what this thing does. Let's zoom in a little bit now. Now they got a little action going on. No, don't pull back. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. You know, you want to get up there. Come on. Oh, forgot. Now's the pullback. Okay. Let's find some support here. Still a lot of buyers on the delta. It's just not moving very quickly. Let's go. Catch a bid. It doesn't take much with this few in the marketplace right now. There's very few participants here. Let's just get a few in there to push it up. All right. What am I looking at? There we go. Just like that. We came back to retest where we broke through. I didn't want it to be a fake out breakout, so it doesn't look like it's going to be a fake out breakout. Looks like we want to continue up, which is good news. And let's see where it goes. Let's give it the room it needs. I need my marker, my pointer back. My pointer. Come on. There's absolutely no momentum behind this stuff. I mean, it's like, my God. 5 lots would move this thing up. Okay. There you go. Maybe I should consider going to break even, but I'd like it a little higher. I don't want to just put it there and then get picked off and then have it revert and go continue up. So I'm just giving it room in case it wants to do a nice little algo move or some kind of sweep. See what it does. There we go. Come on. Ooh, what am I doing here? Come on. Let's get there. We know you want to do it. This is probably the slowest closing moves with Daryl that you've seen. It's pretty blasé session. But I will tell you guys, what does it do? It reinforces the fact that sitting around and waiting and being patient is the vast majority of what's involved in trading. The vast majority. Most of the time, we're sitting around just watching the screens, checking the news, looking for some catalyst. And if you're in a trade like me and you don't mind sitting and waiting for a while, then you've got to sit and watch. It's now invested. Let's see. Trump is still not talking. It's going to be late like yesterday, as always. 20 minutes late now. Come on, yes. I'll let you guys know when he starts to talk or what he's going to talk about. All right. There we go. See, like I said, it's slow until it's not. And ever so slowly, just look at this. Look at this. A few buyers got a bid and they're moving this. That's how easy they're doing this. It's not a whole lot of volume here. But we have very little resistance to the upside until we get up to 75. And then there's about 310 contracts there. Come on. I think now is a good time, guys, for me to get to break even. What do you think? I think now I can get to break even. All right. Push it up. Get a hold of 70. You get a hold of 70 level. Really? Yeah, I hate this stuff. It's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Sometimes even 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. You're right back to where we started. And as much extension as we got, it didn't do much. But let's go now. Now, is this the move? Are we going to get a little more action here? Come on. Watch. Tony's going to come on and it's going to be like ripping because it'll be power hour. And then I'll be the one like I could have just went to sleep. Put on the trade, go to sleep, wake up. Oh, hey, look where I'm at. Yeah. Tyler, what is up? It is slow right now. I think it's going to start to move again, but man, what a little melt up. What a melt up in the indices. beyond yesterday. We currently are in a bullish engulfing pattern today, bullish engulfing profile in the ES, because we dipped below yesterday and we're certainly trading well above yesterday's range. So let's see where we go. Let's see where we go. Come on, keep making the move up to 75. Yes, we like it up there. That's right. All right, Trump is still hasn't let the reporters in the Oval Office yet. Come on. Come on, get up there. Get up there before power hour starts. You can do it. You know you can do it. All right, let's see what's going in the news. Anything? This is very interesting. Trump proposes to drastically slash fuel economy requirements through 2031. We currently have a mile per gallon average of 50.4 miles per gallon under the Biden rules. I don't know how they got 50.4. Why don't they just make it 50? And the U.S. is proposing to lower it down to 34.5 miles per gallon average fuel economy by 2031. So that's 5 years from now, essentially. Transportation Department estimates the proposal would reduce average upfront vehicle cost by $900, I guess, per vehicle, because they don't have to put so much heavy emissions stuff into these. But I think Trump's going to be talking mostly about this when he gets on the air in the Oval Office. And Apple top design executive Alan Dye is leaving for Meta. Take that with what you want. I have no idea what that really means, because I do not know what the design stuff is. Let's see here. What are you guys sending me? You guys are bored. You're sending me pictures. These guys. Do I have to download it? Requires too much effort. I know, I saw that earlier. That's pretty dope. I like that. I like the one with the Mustang too that you guys did. I really like that. That suit. Man, I got a pocket watch. That looks awesome. I love it. I love it, guys. The other one's great too. Let's see. Is that the Mustang? Yeah, look at that. 69 Mustang. That is sweet. Resto mod. I love the wheels. Oh my God, that is such a cool car. That is such a cool car. Pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Good job, guys. In fact, I like it so much I'm saving that one. All right. So we still are ever so slowly melting up. Still melting up. Just fine. It's going in my direction. As long as it gets there, I'm fine. Just acting like a tortoise. Just dragging along. Okay, can we get a little pop here going into power hour? Can we do it? We finally do it. No, don't be rolling over. Don't be rolling over. Keep going. Keep going. Get to 75 right now. Just make a nice little sweep. Just pop right up. Let's go. Oh, come on. All right. Power hour is officially open. Can we get the bounce that I want? I am already in break even, so I'm, it's not going to erode my current profit, which is not much, but I do want to see it continue to the upside. I just don't want it to come back down, maybe to retest that 66 area where we've been around, at 65, 66, only to go farther up. So we'll see what happens here. We'll see if we can get the pop. There we go. I don't want Tony to come in yet because I want to enjoy the power hour bounce. See, come on. It is. I was sleeping for 30 minutes. Nothing happened. This thing just woke up. I've been in this long for like an hour. Literally, like when Paul was on. It was crazy. By the way, there's some news about... I was just kind of going through some of the stuff that Trump is proposing about, like the EPA stuff. We're talking about the cars. They want to change over the next, by 2031, they want to lower the U.S. average fuel economy required. Right now, under the Biden rules, it's 50.4 miles per gallon. They want to lower it down to 34.5 miles per gallon, which will... Their automakers are saying, transportation department actually says they'll estimate that it'll reduce average upfront vehicle cost by $900 per vehicle. Doesn't seem like a whole lot, but I guess they're saving on emissions or something with those parts. And Apple top design executive is leaving for Meta. That was another one. I don't know what he's designing. Yeah, weird. Anyway, I think I'm going to go. I've had enough fun here with you guys. I'm still going to be in my trade. Yeah, Tony wants to get on. He's chomping at the bit to show you how to make generational wealth here. So, Tony, are you ready to go? I'll let you swallow.
It's a piece of gum. I'm chewing gum, everybody. I'm sorry. All right. Didn't inherit a shit sandwich today, guys. We actually have a pretty good market. Things are looking bullish. Of course, there's headline risk to anything, right? we'll see if we can't continue the upside. I mean, now we've kind of broken through the third standard deviation of the upside. All the MAs are starting to follow suit coming up here. Still a pretty slow moving market, right? Just creeping up, creeping down, creeping up. But my upside target on NASDAQ is hopefully 25,700. See if we can actually, get up there at some point here. But that's what we want to see. Let's see now, guys. Welcome to the stream. Power Hour, as it's called. The last hour of the cash trade for the equities in the United States is here and upon us. So, what am I looking at? For everybody that kind of wonders, I trade Orb, opening range breakout strategy. That's what it stands for, on the NASDAQ. Okay. This is really all I'm looking to do, all I'm looking to trade, like kind of every single day when I come on. One of the things that I do look at are precious metals as well. Some of the the gold contracts, the silver contracts. Just try to play some breakouts that occur every once in a while in those markets. And yeah, so this is kind of what we're working with. Seemingly, there's some White House headlines that have been kind of filtering through the system. I know a lot of people are like worried about what might come out of the White House, right? Can we trust it? Could there be some sort of rogue headline that happens? Maybe, maybe not. We shall see. So, Daryl's in a long. I do think that this is an okay place to get long. So, I'll get long. Why not? Like I said, my upside target on the NASDAQ is somewhere around 25,700. And we'll see if we can't, stay in this trade. Little pullback to the MAs, little pullback to that the third standard deviation to the upside. Here, let me zoom out of my chart here. Been a very interesting trading day, obviously, with Microsoft kind of pushing everything to the downside very, very early on. Yeah, it was a tough one, guys, for sure. But nonetheless, we're still in it. We are still here, just trying to eke out a couple of dollars in profit. I hope that the NQ actually holds up here. This would be the worst fake out. The worst fake out that Daryl could have handed me here. But yeah, guys, we'll be taking a look at some of the precious metals, as we always do, or we try to do, right? And see if we can figure out where this market's going, right? That's what it's all about. Really slow price action though, huh? Dang. It's just like, what the heck are we doing? So yeah, guys, we'll see. We'll kind of just see what the market has in store for us here. If this 9MA, which is a little green line on my chart, becomes resistance, I'm not going to like that. Probably just going to move my stop up just a hair in case we encounter some resistance and then start to teeter off into the last hour of trade. And that would be literally the worst thing that could happen to us. But we just try to do what the market does, right? That is the name of the game. Trend following strategy. I'm not trying to do any scalping. I'm not trying to do anything, too crazy here. We're just looking for a good trade or two. See what we can't do. So yeah, actually, guys, again, if you're watching this stream on Ola Prime TV, then you're going to want to go over to Ola Prime Official. We have a new channel, new place to trade. Can you guys believe it? We can actually, we'll dump a, something into the chat here, just to kind of let you guys know where you can catch us. Holoprime Official is a new stream. For anyone watching Holoprime TV, the old stream, click on the link in the chat. That'll bring you over to the new stream, the new channel, sorry, that we're running on. Okay, guys? You're going to want to catch us there every single day, starting fresh. Yeah, guys, I see you in the chat. Tyler, painfully slow. I'm not sure when you said that, if it was recent or when it was on, when Daryl was on. But yeah, it is a slow afternoon. I will fire up my news aggregator just again so we can kind of see what news headlines might be coming out. I'm kind of moving my stop up in this trade too, so I want it to just go up. If you're gonna go up, NASDAQ, just do it, right? That's how it should be. So yeah, guys, again, for anybody watching the Holoprime TV, that's the channel name. You're going to want to click on the link in the chat and go over to Holoprime Official. Okay, that's where it's at. And that's where we're going to be reading the chats from. Okay, guys. And yeah, this is actually the new schedule that we're doing now. So we do these like individual 30-minute slots. And then we all come back on for 30 minutes, an hour, depending on the time that you catch us. So I'll be on until the bottom of the hour, and then the other guys will join me. Coach Daryl, Paul, they'll join me back for the last 30 minutes of trading. And that's the end of the day. Like we said, quite the day here. I thought we were going to just be dumping from that Microsoft news, and now we're back. We're back up, trying to break out to the upside. Again, we'll see if we can't do it here. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Now we're starting to move and groove. Right? This is what everybody's looking for. Come on, NQ. We think you can do it. I'll try to buy one more. Got the tippity top almost. See if we can't get a nice little push up. Again, I'm trailing. Just because the NASDAQ has been seemingly uncooperative a bit, for me, at least today. It was pretty good because I caught that short in the morning off of those Microsoft headlines. But, kind of apart from that, it's just been a really tough trader. I mean, as we can see, zoom out, even though it's up and to the right, it's still chop, consolidate, chop, up, down, consolidate. It's like a tough one. So tough. You guys know what I mean? And now, would I call that a bull flag? Not really. Yeah, not really, guys. Usually when you're trying to trade the bull flag, it's kind of just one of those things. Yeah, you get a massive push to the upside, a lot of volume to sustain it. Usually it's a lot cleaner than this. Obviously, it's late in the afternoon on the NQ. But, yeah, usually if you're starting to retrace a little bit to the downside, you don't want to retrace more than 50% of the move to the upside. And we kind of retrace like 55 or 60% to the upside. So would I call it a bull flag? Not really. Yeah, a lot of volume that went through there, though. Stopped out. All right, stopped out in profit. We're eking our way back here, guys. That's all we're trying to do. Come on, we need some bullish headlines to really just rip this market, right? Sound off in the chat, guys.